Welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about if a phone's video capabilities are good enough, or is it worth getting a professional camera. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be talking about is portability, and now obviously I think that goes to the phone, considering that it's always with you and you don't have to bring anything extra. So that's better about the phone. But the downside is that its sensor and lenses are much smaller, which means they aren't as good. So something like this will have a much bigger sensor, as you can see right here. Look at that size of that sensor in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is much bigger than a phone would be. And the benefit of that is it has better low light performance and better, more natural bokeh. So if you're shooting with like the lens I'm currently using, the Sigma 18-35 at f1.8, it has much blurrier background behind your subject than a phone's would. Now there is something to that. Something like this iPhone 13 right here has a mode called cinematic mode, and it kind of recreates that. But the problem is it's not perfect, and you can't adjust it as much as you could with a professional camera. So for example, I'm shooting with the Sigma 18-35 right now, and I have its f-stop at f10, so the background behind me is not totally out of focus. But if I had an ND filter on here and I shot it at f1.8, it'd be super blurry behind me. And actually, I'm going to stop this right now and show you what that would look like. See, and just like that, we have a very blurry background, and it's perfectly cut around me. See, a phone can do this, but it's not as precise as actual glass with a larger sensor. Now, the next category we have is battery life, and it depends on the camera and the situation. This Pocket 6K lasts for about 35 minutes on its built-in battery, and that is a lot less than a phone. So I would say that this goes to the phone for this particular situation, but you can always get a V-mount externally and have this last for a couple hours. But the same could be true for our iPhone. You could get an external USB battery base and have that last for a while too. So I would say probably the battery goes to the phone because of what it can do just by itself, but it depends on the camera you're comparing it to. For example, this Canon EOS R7 lasts for about 4 to 5 hours on one battery, and that's probably about the same as a phone would be in photo mode or video mode. So it really just depends. Now the next category would be resolution, and besides the size of the actual sensor, this phone can only go up to 4K, whereas some cameras can go up to 6K or 8K, even 12K depending on the camera. So it really just depends if it's going to be equal or more, but generally the resolution would definitely go to the camera itself. Now there are some phones that can do 8K video, but it's not as good as an actual 8K sensor, and you're better off just doing 4K. Now as far as photos go, it again depends on the camera, but an actual mirrorless camera or DSLR will look much better than the phone will. Across the board, it doesn't matter what phone it is. If you shoot with a professional photo camera, it will look better than a phone, no doubt about that. Now phones can look pretty good in daytime, but as soon as you zoom in or shoot at night, it completely falls apart comparatively to an actual camera. Now saying that, most people have a phone and they don't need to go out and buy an actual camera because it is good enough for most scenarios. And if you're starting a YouTube channel, using your phone would be just fine. If you're starting out, getting a good microphone is more important than getting an actual camera. Say you've got like $100 and you want to increase the quality of your videos, I would recommend a good microphone more than anything else. They make some that plug into phones like this, and you can just get an adapter and have a lapel, or you can get a small shotgun microphone, and that will make the biggest difference. Also, for free, you can increase the quality of your videos by just becoming a better editor. You can get DaVinci Resolve for free, and that's what I currently use, and it is a great post-production solution. Well, that wraps it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell to see when the next video comes out. Also, if you have any questions about any of the gear I use, leave it in the comments below and I'll get an answer to you. Anyway, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.